Thank you for your question, because that's such a very, very, very important and interesting question. It's a topic that I have a lot of feeling about and that I've been doing a lot of research on for many, many years, and I've written quite a bit about this as well, the topic of praise. And I'm glad that you are a little bit uncomfortable with that, with the thing of praise, and that it's used so much. I think you're right in saying that it is overused, and I do want to make a distinction. Okay, there is a way to give acknowledgement so that it's not the kind of praise that I know that you feel uncomfortable with. I think what's happened is that when we tell children a lot how good they are, how great they are, how wonderful they are, how brilliant they are, even though that might be well meant as our attempt to try to give them more self-confidence and self-esteem, which everybody knows how important that is, what happens is that they, two things. First of all, they end up feeling like a very powerful pressure of expectation that they must please so much. It makes them even more scared of making the mistakes that are so necessary. The only way to learn something is by being comfortable and making many, many mistakes. So it makes them even more worried and frightened of not being fantastic, so that they can please the elders, their parents, the teachers. Also, then they become increasingly addicted to the pat on the head. And when that happens, living for the prize, living for the money at the end of the road, that is so tragic, because the more that we get addicted to the gold star at the end, the pat on the head, the pat on the back, the more that we lose touch with the pleasure, the joy of, and the passion of engaging with the thing that we're trying to learn or the thing that we're trying to do, whether it's playing a musical instrument or doing some sport or writing a story or studying or inventing a machine or whatever it is that we're engaging with. We lose that beautiful presence where when you really love something, you do it for its own sake and you stop thinking about the outcome. The outcome is nice, but that comes at the end. You don't do it just to make someone else reward you, but you do it because it's in your heart and in your mind to do it. That's so much better. That's what we would like for ourselves. That's what we would like for our children. And that kind of sticky, sugary praise really gets in the way of that. So I'm glad you've asked this question. If your daughter is feeling very unconfident and that is causing her to be very inhibited with trying new things and risking the failures that we must have in order to learn and grow, there are two ways to help her. One is that let's make a distinction between praise and acknowledgement. They're very, very different things. Acknowledgement really does help children with confidence, and it is necessary. We all need acknowledgement from other people at every age. When you're 2 years old, 20 years old, or 200 years old, we will always, all of us, need acknowledgement. It really puts fuel in the tank. Let's do it differently. Instead of "good girl, aren't you wonderful," let her make an I statement about how you feel when you see her do her thing. Do you feel proud of her? Do you feel impressed? Do you feel happy when you see her working and doing her homework or whatever it is that she's learning, writing a story, whatever it is, her task? What you feel in your heart, say that. So instead of making all of your comments about her and how great she is, talk about what's in your heart. When you ran that race, I know you didn't win. I love to see you run so with all of your strength. I love to see you enjoying it. When you played the violin, I love to listen to the way that you play. I really noticed how you're improving in the way that you're playing. Do you understand that? You say how you feel. And oh my goodness, that makes such a difference. Here's part 2. It is so very important, so very, very, very important that we help our children not to be afraid, not to be ashamed of getting things wrong, not to be ashamed about not being good at things. That's essential. Without that, learning is about suffering. And sadly, I find most schools in the world don't do this very well. We should be congratulating our children, really, for having the courage to go out and do things badly and make mistakes and fail and keep going. Not to be afraid of that. Best way to dispel those fears, they're like a paper tiger. You can rip it up. A paper tiger, if you know that expression. Make your mistakes in front of your child. Tell your child about the things that you don't do well. Some things in your life you're very good at. Some things in your life you're not good at. I remember I've told children that I've come into contact with, my own daughter, children in schools that I've spoken at, I'm good as a writer. I'm pretty okay as a musician, I think. I'm a good singer. I'm terrible at sport. I've always been very, very bad at sport. And we can have a laugh about that. And I'm okay to be bad at things. It's okay. Here's what happens when you're not afraid and ashamed of all the things that you're not very good at, then you have freedom to just enjoy and improve on the things that you are naturally good at in this world, the things that you've been put here to do and to contribute. When you think about it, everybody is only very good at a few things and not very good at everything else. Think about it. I'm very bad at flying an airplane. I'm not all that good at making little movies with my iPhone. Okay. As I said earlier, I'm terrible at sport. I'm woeful at speaking in Chinese. Terrible. I'm terrible at speaking all kinds of languages. I'm okay in English, not so bad in Spanish. Okay, it's okay to not be great at things. This gives you freedom. You're not afraid anymore. And you can start feeling like it's all right to show when you're good at things and to show when you're making a little failure or making a mistake. It's not such a bad thing. But you role model that for your child. When you can laugh about what you're not good at and yet feel proud of what you are good at right in front of your child, then this will help your child with her fear to go forward and learn and perform and learn and perform and learn and perform. Okay? And let her know how you feel. I'll say that again. I feel proud of you. It's wonderful to see you try. And it's also lovely to see you succeed. I'm so proud. Okay. Talk about your feelings. That's, I think, 1,000 times more powerful than praise. And thank you for your question.